Hey, what's up, YouTube? So, I figured I would get on here and show you the baby Kordo tree monitor that I have. And this is him. And he's really trying to climb up to my head right now, which I don't want him to, because I want you guys to see him and how pretty he is. Now, I'm sure some of you right now are probably thinking, wow, you know, he kind of looks like a green tree monitor. What is the difference? Well, they are different species. This one is Kordensis, and the other one is Prasnus, the scientific names. And because of that, these guys are called either the Kordo tree monitor or the V.kordensis tree monitor. There we go. I think he's looking at the camera now. But anyway, so a few months ago, a couple months back or whatever, I received him, and I also received a female with him that was an adult, and this one was pretty little. Now, it was in the colder months still. I think it was like spring, and the guy that sent me the pair of Kordo tree monitors, oh, it looks like he wants to jump over there. Now, I don't think that he meant to do any harm, but I guess he was just trying to keep it humid for them. But anyway, whenever he packed them and he shipped them to me, he must have sprayed the inside of the shipping bag, because upon arrival, they were both pretty damp, and because they were damp, they were also really, really cold, even though there was a heat pack in the box. And this one right here that you're looking at was the worst of the two. I had never seen anything like it. He was so cold. He was actually like frozen stiff. Like, you know, reptiles are cold-blooded, so his body temperature was so cold, he couldn't even move. Like, you could tell in his face and in his eyes, you know, his eyes were alert. Wait, little dude, don't go anywhere. His eyes were alert, and they were like wide open, and he looked like he wanted to run, but he just couldn't even move. It was like the weirdest thing. I've never seen anything like it. He was so cold. I was very worried about him. It took him like all day of being under the heat lamp for him to start to move around. The female, it only took her a couple hours until she was warmed up enough to move around. I guess it didn't affect her, you know, too bad, because she was, you know, bigger. She was an adult. Anyway, so because of that, I noticed within the first, you know, couple of weeks of them both being in quarantine, and they're in separate cages too, because this one was too little to be put with the other one. Yeah, so two things happened. One, they both started showing signs of fungus. The female had it really, really bad on her side, and this little male just had like a couple little spots on him. I mean, you can barely even tell now, which I treated both of them, and they both, very, very luckily, they both appear to not have fungal infections anymore. But anyway, so they also started to develop respiratory infections. The female, she got over her respiratory infection just in a matter of days. She didn't have it that bad. But the little male, he had it longer than a few days, so I had to take him and get him antibiotics. And so he was treated with antibiotics. And then, of course, they were both treated for the fungus, so they were on the antifungal medications too, which really, really sucked. I really was not happy with that. So it just really goes to show, you know, always quarantine new reptiles, for at least, you know, 3 months. Because, I mean, you never know what they could have, you know. They look fine, and then, you know, like things like fungus, that takes a long time to incubate within the reptile before they start breaking out in the fungal lesions. So it's really a good idea to quarantine them. He's so adorable. Yeah, I'm still not really sure what I want to name this pair that I have. And I'll make another video showing the female that I have, and I'll show you her fungal, where she had her fungal lesion on the side of her body, because that was pretty nasty. Now this little guy, you know, in the beginning, since I had to treat him with all the medications, he was really scared of me, and the female is too. But they're actually pretty chilled out. As you can see, this one is not really afraid of me at all. Which is why I love working with, you know, the baby tree monitors. Yeah. He's so pretty. Look at him. Oh, there you can kind of see where he had the fungus right there, that dark spot. That was actually where he had a fungal lesion. And if you guys have never seen fungus before, it kind of looks like, I don't know how to describe it, but kind of like a gray fuzz almost on top of the reptile skin, like a haze. And then sometimes, you know, after it goes further, it looks like skin that's going to shed off, but it doesn't ever shed. Sierra, I think you're freaking him out. Sorry, my daughter is like hovering right now, and I think she's kind of freaking this little guy out. No, don't go over there. But yeah, fungus will look like, you know, skin that's about to shed and it doesn't ever shed, and the area just gets bigger and spreads. Then it can look like a scar that's on the reptile. And the previous owner of these tree monitors, he had another female that had what appeared to be a scar on her body. And now, of course, now we know that that scar was not actually a scar, it was actually fungus. And that's where these guys got infected with the fungus. He's so pretty. Look at those markings on him. Yes, you're a pretty boy. Yeah, so I'm still not sure what to name these two guys. I don't know. He's such a little cutie, though. Look at him. Yes, you're so cute. Yes, you are. You're a little cutie. Don't climb up. There we go. Let's do the side view here. Sierra, stop messing around in that bag. I think you're kind of freaking him out. He's so pretty. Aren't ya? Oh yeah, and this little guy too. Oh my gosh. Twice now he's bitten me, but not because he was angry or anything like that. He actually mistook me for food, which is really odd because none of my other tree monitors have ever done that. Like, they've always been really careful about, you know, tongue flicking, you know, the food and then flicking their tongue on my hand. And then they can tell the difference, and they usually bite the food and take it real gentle from my fingers. But this little guy is not like that. Like, he will flick his tongue on the food, flick his tongue on my fingers, and then decide, oh, I'm going to chomp down on the finger. He actually did this to my ear, too. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. I guess I must have had something on my hand, and whenever I brushed my hand behind my ear, whatever that smell was must have got on my ear. And then he was crawling up on my head, and then all of a sudden, he just chomps right down on my ear. I couldn't get him off. Oh my god, it hurt so bad. Blood was like gushing. Yeah, totally not cool. It hurt really, really bad. And I just had to sit there and just wait for him to let go and realize it wasn't food. Because you don't want to try to pry them off or pull them off, because you can actually break their jaw or break some of their teeth off. So I just had to sit there and wait for him to let go. But, oh man, it hurt so bad. These tree monitors, even the little ones, have such strong jaws and sharp teeth. Oh, buddy. Yes, you are too precious. You are too precious. Yes, you are. Anyway, so I figured I'd show him to you guys, so now you guys see him.